Okay. So I can see your screen.
Okay, you can see the flow diagram.
Yes.
So this is the one I just created for the user customer relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, you have mentioned that user interface. So we need to create any user class before for creating the customer one, or we directly can create a customer entity.
I guess you can directly create a customer entity. It will take more code because we won't be able to um, have common fields for the class, but that's okay.
So for the customer entity, I want to add customer ID, customer first name, last name, and email ID, address, phone number.
And password if they if they
No, first
register.
time they are registering, right?
Y- y-
I
y-
just
yes. So
I noted somewhere.
if they're not logging in, obviously they don't need a
So
password.
you wait 1 second. The first time register they are want to do, right. So for that I just see one design here for wait. Can you see the design which I was seeing?
Yes, I can see that.
So for this, like the way we for user registration, right? The
Hmm.
endpoint will be like this,
Yes.
and the first time they are registering, they will have their username, password,
Hmm.
email address, address, and the phone number.
Right.
And the response we have to give back for them is like success and user ID and the password.
Yes.
Okay, so this is okay. This is the entity I want to create for the registration one.
Right.
These things are enough.
Yes. Because anyone can interact with the website without
Okay.
registering, right? And the only condition for reserving the table would be if they're not registered, then they'll have to put the credit card information.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If they are registered, then they don't need to do any credit card information really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the one for the user admin relationship. So user admin relationship means the restaurant staff, right?
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant staff they are having that relationship. That is the one you are mentioning, right? I'm asking.
Um,
Is the user admin relationship is a restaurant staff?
yes. So the restaurant will have administrate. It's like, for example, a user won't be able, a client will not be able to see who else registered for, or reserve tables. An admin will be able to see all that.
So in that case, they will have the access for the extra things like for the tables, number of tables, and
Right.
number of foods.
And that will be another entry point. For example, it can be, um, I don't know, restaurant.com/secure
Yeah, yeah.
slash admin, like you have
So
there.
restaurants. Okay,
Mhm.
I will see that one. This one really gives nice idea. This restaurant management design.
Yeah, I can see that's very nice.
Yeah, it gives some of the idea. So for initial now entity class, I can use the model view controller thing, or I want to create any REST API.
You can start using controller now if you want to create.
Controller is
If
enough.
if you want to just do visual inside, uh, the Spring Boot, because it will take a little more to do a React application or HTML application, which is with.
So I can use the JSP files and I can create that.
Yes, you can use JSP and then you don't have to use REST controller. You only use controller as
Okay.
suppose, and you return all the names of the JSP files. I don't know if you are. I think you might have seen that with Hider already,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
That
how you
one.
return the views. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, okay.
yes.
So you want me to first you want me to create an entity and the code operation, what you have to do? Only we have to add data
Hmm.
alone is enough, or you want to do because what are the methods I have to create?
So
Like only for add.
for the user, for the client, in this case customer, you
Mm-hmm.
can do CRUD um, for its own entity. So
Everything
every time they
like
click on, for example, delete, they will be picking the ID from, so they will only delete their own. Like if they won't, it has to be
they
restricted.
won't delete anything. They had the access for only to create, right?
They can delete
Uh,
their own account. They can
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
edit
yeah.
their own account. They can
Okay,
create only one account, so it will be unique in terms of either the email address, maybe unique account, um, and they will be able to update and do all those things for their own account, but they will not be able to like um, do get other users, get methods for other users. They can do get for
okay,
their own reservations, maybe their own information and all that, but not for others. Which
okay,
that would go into authentication, because if they have roles, then the role will give certain um, privileges to this. Yeah.
okay, okay.
But
So
for now, you can
okay,
just think about getting all the CRUD, uh,
okay,
and yeah, we'll figure out the others, because there should be a way to show, like, make a reservation, that would be another uh, method, and get all reservations would be another method, modify reservation would be another method, and all those things.
so okay. Initially, I will do with the code operation, and I will try to put in the gate. So you just tell me what else we can do next one.
Yeah, hold on. uh,
Okay, I will stop the screening.
okay, yeah, that was very good. That's very nice what you did. Anyone else? Because I think people got confused. I didn't realize I was in let me just
If we get some design, system design or something, means it will be easy to do. But I'm not sure about the system design. I don't know what is that. But I think then whenever we are creating one application, what kind of design we are using, it will helpful.
what was the question? If I couldn't hear that. If we're creating the
If
system design.
yeah, system design. I have discussed you right. What kind of system design we are using for this application?
Hmm.
So if it was there, might be helpful to understand the flow, how the data is traveling to one place to another.
Yes.
Because I don't know how to do that. But in companies they might ask, right, what are the system designs for
They
the application.
might. Let's see if I have something to share real
I don't know what is that because I go through with some abstract factory bean and abstract design that thing, but I just want to understand what is that.
So this is kind of what the design is. Okay. So this you'll understand how data travels. So
Okay,
this is a website that I'm gonna try to do, and
okay,
I'm interested right now in doing the book now. So these are the fields that will be shown to the client, type of service, because it's a HV air conditioning service. So they have this, the date and the notes. So this will create an object, and this object will go to the database, and the database will have all these fields.
mm,
And But obviously, we're not going to show these fields to the ID. We're not going to show, but it will get, based on the ID, it will get a response back, and it will say appointment created with the date and any notes that they put. But that's kind of the flow of that. This is the design of how the information will travel. Does it make sense? Like there's another
Okay.
one, for example, if display appointments, right? So there should be a button that when you click,
This
it's
is for the admin side. They will say what are the appointments I booked.
it can be used for both. Obviously, in one end, you will only show view by ID. So if you have a user, a customer, this will have to pick the ID of the customer, send the request to the database, and based on the ID, it will fetch all the data that it has, and then it will show it back.
Display. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But if it's
Okay.
the admin will have the privilege to see everything. So there's no IDs. It will in that case would be a get a find all in a way for the user, for the admin. Does it make sense?
Okay.
And that's where roles come in play. So it will work for both, but in different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. This is for the idea you're giving for the business. How it exactly flows and everything, right?
This is just how the information will flow. So when you're coding, you will have to think about, okay, if the admin clicks on view all,
Mm.
what kind of request it will send to the database, what kind of response will the database give to the admin, and what kind of display will this have, you know, this will show to the admin. Now you have to think, what about if it's a client? Well, if the client wants to see all the appointments that they have, which mostly it be one, maybe we don't even have to give this, but we have to have a way to show the client what appointments they have, or bookings they have.
Like the template, right?
Right,
In that one, they mention the name and the phone number and the time
right.
for
So,
okay,
but this
the
will be
date. Okay.
different based on who clicks on view all. If it's the admin, it will be one view. If it's the client, it will
No,
be
no.
a
If
different
the
view.
okay, okay,
But
okay,
the,
understood. Yeah.
but the client will get this view all based on his ID. Does it make sense? So when
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so when you do params, for example, if you do like an ID here, it will only fetch the ID, the appointments for this, right?
It little bit. Can you zoom in?
Ion. It's too small now.
Yeah, yeah. Now I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, it's too big for me. So yeah,
Yeah, no, no, I can see.
so this would be if, for example, if let me see it. This would be for the admin, for example. So you get all the users, right?
Yeah,
And by ID it would be for the user, because it only will get his own ID. Let's say I have ID 1. That's me. Boom. It gets only one ID. Does it make sense?
okay.
Yeah. But this is for different. I'm doing other stuff. But yeah.
This is the Postman one app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Postman. It's good to work with Postman. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
it is.
You have you having any collections for the postman? Like for, as you mentioned, right? For admin, we have to give all the appointments. So we having any
So
thing like collections in the postman?
this is a collection. I mean, you can actually create a collection, right? But this is Postman is
I
just a
have
tool.
always used with the one user one, like only the code operation I have did with the postman. I didn't do all the fetching all the data or something like that. So we need to create any collections or that. I'm just asking.
It's
I'm not
it's
aware
easier.
of it.
It's easier to create collections because then you can just work easy.
Okay.
So let's say I want to
Okay.
create a basic REST API, right? Collection. So come here, create my collection, come here, I'm gonna do restaurant API. Okay, so
I
I
think
have,
AD is not required create the collections, right? If we have a URL, proper URL and the response data, then we can call it now.
only if you have yeah, only if you have the Spring Boot REST controller, you can use this. If you don't have a REST controller, it won't work.
Right now, I'm trying to do with the MVC, right?
Right, if you have controller, it will not send information outside your application. If you have REST controller, let me see.
Okay, okay, okay.
So let me move this here. So in order for this to work, you have to have a REST controller, right? And
Mm.
let me just, okay, it's running. So this is for this one. So if I go data, sends all the data, right? But if I change this to controller, let me import it, and I rerun, the information does not go outside. You see?
Okay.
I mean, Spring understands that it's somewhere there, this, but it's obviously not found because he cannot find it. So that's why always you have to put REST controller if you're using any external um, tool for this.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I come back, you should be able to get all of them again. Yeah. Anyways, so today meeting it was more about trying to figure out where everyone is standing. I have put a few repositories, hoping that people will um, work on those and let me see where they are actually. GitHub page not found. Okay, I'll just put it here. So I had I don't know if anyone has tried to run this project. If anyone can confirm. My
I
Yes,
didn't try the project,
yes, I
but
did.
I will look that up.
okay, so let me just run this real quick so we understand what's happening with this. Because I was hoping to what is my thing? Let me just open this. Oh, this is not. Okay, so this is the one. No, I think this is. I'm just gonna open this. So this is the one front. I actually put a few other things here. So this is the front end for the restaurant. Actually, let me open the back. Where is this file? Open recent. Uh, this project. New window. So this is the backend, right? For this. And again, I did a few changes here. I don't want to connect to the database. And let me stop the other server. Okay. So it was very easy to get this done. I don't know if anyone tried, but the purpose of this was just to show how the front and the backend works. So you have to run this. And this is running, and then there's a lot of people say that this is not working. This is actually from um,
Hi guys, how are you? I
good.
already did that and it works well.
Okay, great. And that's what I wanted really to make sure that. And I said I didn't leave instructions, and it was for a reason. I wanted you guys to kind of um, struggle a little bit and do some research about how these things work, and hopefully, I managed to get you inspired about those things. So now I haven't pushed these changes, but now you can see there is one page for things. For example, if you go to menu, uh, why is not showing? Search for steaks, for example. Menu I haven't put it yet, but search for steaks. So if I go to pie, it gives me one pie. Salads, it's whatever has salads in it. Um, Soups, I don't think there's soups. There are no soups. I should change that to say something different. Combos. So this is now working. If you go to view details, you can actually see this. Uh, I don't have anything. I do have one that I just changed. So if you click to order, it goes to checkout. And obviously I have to put more here. And but this is only to show how the back and the front end works. Okay, this didn't have anything really to do with the project itself, but more with the idea. So if this is where everything is being fetched from the front end, so we have a base URL, and then it's paging. This is a little bit more about you might not need to do this because again the restaurant it's pretty small. You don't have to show a lot of things. Maybe for the menu we'll implement something like this, but other than that you don't have to do that. And if I go to Postman, uh, since it's running, let's see. Is this the one? No, I don't think this is the one. Reservations. Okay. Why is this doing this? Page URL. They change all these things. I don't know why it changed, but the page URL is not. It shouldn't be there, anyways. So let's see. If I go localhost 8080 API, should be menu menus. Let's just go with API and see what we get. So you see we get links of all the menus. So if we go API menus, let's see what we get here. So we get this embedded and then the menus, and it's really the dish, you know, it's part of the menu. But so that's, and this is what's here. That's why you see this, and this is what you see embedded here because all the data is there. But that's a different thing. I just wanted you to kind of go through this and understand how it's working. And on the back end, it's I did it a little bit different on this because I did not use controller really. I'm not using this much. This I did it to fix the search because it wasn't working. But this is the actual what's doing all the data transferring, you know. But that's another. You see, it's sending to this one. In controller, I don't have anything. Oh yeah, it's the cross origin. Anyways, but this is what I was trying to give you so you can understand how things might start working, and especially for the front end. Um, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. And in terms of how things are being developing, I think everyone is kind of waiting for me to give them something to do. I don't know if I am, it's if that's my perception only, or if it's actually that it's true. But the idea is like Nithya has asked me what she can do, and I gave her a few ideas of what she can be working on, and she's actually working on those things. Um, I think there was someone else, Juan, which is not he's not here, but he actually did the restaurant entity, and he put the code and everything. So I just have to integrate it all, and he also is doing that. So I think it's important that you understand that for this project, it's a kind of a self-guided in a way, um, because we are all learning, and this is how work really happens. In my job, no one tells me. They only tell me what the project is as a whole, and then I have to go and figure out what part I'm taking. Like I don't know if all the companies are that, but in the company that I work for, that's how it is. And I hope that you learn to pick areas that you're strong, and then you improve in those areas. And even if you're a little more adventurous and you want to learn something that you think you might want to improve on those areas, you can actually pick something and say, I want to work on this. And then if you get stuck, we can always ask questions. I don't have all the answers, but I can always try to do research and see if I can find the answers, right? But yeah, I mean, I haven't given any. As you can see, there's only 6 of us here, and that's why I haven't done anything really with this, because I want to make sure that we have, like, the people that are committed to do this. I want to see who they are. That's number one. Two, we might actually end up cutting the project to be smaller, because if we go to with this big project, it might we might not be able to accomplish anything. Does it make sense? So I want to make sure that it's big enough for the people that is participating, and challenging enough for everyone to learn. So that's the idea now. Yeah. Any anything? Any questions? Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Having what's happening in the front end on
It's
some point.
it's kind of breaking up a little bit.
There has been nothing happening in the front end side, the development coding thing.
Um,
I think your voice is very low. You can just
yeah, I
speak little
think so.
louder.
A little
Yes.
louder would be good. I think I understand that you say that in the front end nothing has been done, and that's not completely true. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this in because a lot has been done actually. It's just like you see, this is something that can be already started on the front end.
Can you start? Can you? I updated it for.
I think
You
it's
can go to book the table. It will.
it's still a little low, the voice, your voice.
Can you click on book a table?
Book table. Oh, this is not clickable. Oh yeah, here it is.
Can you hover our select table?
Okay,
Have included some.
right.
It's like
But this is a
that.
lot already done. Like, for example,
There is more. I actually you can complete one full transaction.
right. And again, people that are working on front end, I know that everyone kind of bail on this project, and I will see if I can start working on something. But I need to know for the front end what technologies is going to be used. I personally think TypeScript and React, it's pretty good. This is actually done with uh, React and Bootstraps, and you can see it's not that difficult. It's a little bit time consuming to get this, like what this container margin tab minus, -5 means. Like this is 5 pixels from the tab margin. Okay. Um,
That is this HTML and
this is HTML on the return. Yes, this is inside the
HTML
TypeScript.
and CSS.
Yeah, inside of React. I'm sorry. So, but Bootstraps is one, and the other one that we can be used is uh, this one. They're both pretty good, in my opinion. You can get a lot of things from Material UI. I might actually incline more to go with Material UI because it runs on the browser as opposed to Bootstraps, that it's a little heavier on the applications, but this is pretty good. Okay, um, and that's one thing. And then I can probably, start developing like on this end. We have the navbar, which is this, it's very simple navigation bar, and I can start probably someone can start doing this navbar, getting
Yeah,
all this.
actually, I'm gonna start designing, adding colors and everything. Just complete the home view so we can start like coding on the back end.
Right. So yeah, that would be good. Again, I know that the front end people kind of bail. I haven't seen much enthusiasm, but I will not. I have a lot of work. Lately, they just gave me another thing to do, and I've been busy with work, but I am still working on this. I'm not
Can
gonna
you,
fail.
yeah, can you just go through the process bouquet table, if that is what you are interested.
Through the process of what?
Yeah, just click on bouquet table.
Okay, get table.
Yes, yeah, the finder table. You are selecting the dates, right? Like selecting time, dates, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Finder table. And just click on finder table.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this
So
is
yeah,
amazing.
you can just click on like seats. Okay.
Yeah, actually, you know what? What I think for to make it easier, for the backend,
Yeah.
um, it would be better if we can click on the table
Okay. 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 Okay.
because you see, like for example, if someone
Yeah. Yeah.
comes and I think it would be good to say, uh, in this, how many, how many people are coming, right?
Yeah.
And
You
then you
can
find
select.
the table. If it says five, then we allow him only the tables that have six to be clicked, not the ones that
Okay.
have four. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So if they say they have three, then four it's allowed, but not more than four.
Okay.
If they say two, then two are allowed, but not three. Maybe. You know what I mean? Because that way,
Yeah.
um, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. And then the confirmation, yeah, perfect. Um, guest reservation. Oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is actually really good, man.
Uh, after everything, it will be like this. So it shows everything you have been doing, like what details are there. Then we can proceed.
Yes. And I think here it said proceed to booking, not payment, because they're not
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
for anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's okay. Proceed to
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because you see, people might get scared saying, "Oh, but I'm paying for something. What am I paying for?"
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
just gets reservation and then continue, confirm details, and then proceed to reservation and reserved, as opposed to pay. Yeah.
Actually, after like if the guest right, it will go to the banking of the credit card, right? So that's why. Yes. Okay. Either we can stop it there for now, and
Yeah, yeah. This is great. This is actually really good. I think I'm gonna start thinking about now that I have this. I'm gonna start thinking about how everything is gonna be implemented. So I'll create uh, one of a component that will show this, which is going to be another component, and this will be a component on itself inside this, all
uh,
this,
yeah.
uh, and then this will also,
That would be just like
this will be another component, and all these will be components inside a big component.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think this works fine, and this is another component, like these two are components. I actually was looking for Okta to get this implemented, and yeah, I think this is great. And then reservation, this is another component. This will be also Uh,
I don't know. Should we give that if it's guest reservation? Shouldn't we give that amount that we are paying? We are should.
yeah, it will be instead of the amount, I can give a message saying uh, there will be a charge of, I don't know, 10 per person if it's cancel, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, only if they cancel the amount will be paid, right?
Right, because we don't know how much they're gonna spend in the restaurant, so we cannot charge them before they spend.
Okay. So just to confirm, the payment is only they will be charged only if they cancel, right?
Okay, there will be a payment, like there will be a hold on the card, and
Okay.
it will go,
Charge. Okay.
it will be charged
Okay.
if they cancel. But that's why I think when if it's logged in, you don't need to charge them because
Yeah.
hopefully that clients that took the time to register, they will also have the decency to at least call and say we're not coming, you know. But I mean, this is again, this is thinking of a real scenario, but also something that can be later
Yeah.
thought through
Yeah.
again and say this is not working. We need to change the things.
Okay.
So yeah, on that, and this is really great, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was complaining that people are not proactive, and I didn't even realize that you already did all this. Man, yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
it's great.
No, that well, we still need to figure out how the coding part is gonna work for it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Also, there
and
is an issue
mhm.
with Figma right now. Like the code cannot be copied for the dev team. So the dev mode is actually for now it's paid now. So I don't know how we are gonna
Mm.
copy that.
So they remove that option.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe I can do something basic HTML and
Mm,
yeah,
it's fine, I think, because it used to be free for Figma
yeah.
too.
Uh,
Yeah.
just take any file and just go. You
Let's
cannot,
see.
if it's your design file, you cannot like that. That code button on the top. Share that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. PNG.
I think I can still copy with the SVG format. You can get the text HTML.
Yeah, probably export properties. Yeah, they how crappy they are, man. I can't believe they
Uh,
do this.
we'll figure it somehow. So I'll just start on the design of the home page. So yeah, full color design. So we can just start on something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I mean, who's here? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean.
Also, I have made some menu things for that from ChatGPT. So it's like a fake menu. So if you want some items to be listed,
Yeah.
it's in Google Sheets.
We'll go through that because this is gonna be a full component, and then this will be another one. This will be another one. This will be another one. Uh, okay, so I guess you know these two can be similar. I mean they can be used, reused, and this will be another component. So yeah, there is actually a lot to work on. Uh, we've just been, I guess, not really proactive in doing things. So, but there is a lot to work on. Look who's here. Sapphire is here.
Hello.
Hey man, what's going on with the front end?
Uh, a lot of things. Yeah.
I think it would be good to start like the skeleton on this. It's pretty good actually. Like you know, if you know that this is the end product, then this would be like something to start coding on. Yeah.
I'm not so sure about so the website you're showing now, are we using that?
This is the design that he Hyper did.
Okay, so this is the official, the one that's coded on the web, or the one that just the one before that behind that window.
Oh
Are
no,
we
this
using,
is as I was explaining earlier. This was only to um, show how the backend will connect with the front end. It has nothing to do really with the. I mean, we can use some stuff from here, definitely,
you've
but
already designed it,
uh,
already done it?
um, this is not fully done. I mean, there's a lot of things like I just realized, like you can order things and you can go explore stakes, and there's no locations, no menu, no contact to search for stakes. Um, but this is the sole purpose for this was really to um, show how the front and the back end connect. That was the entire, and I guess I don't know if I did it wrong because people were confused about this, but it was just to say this is how we're fetching the data. So make sure that when you create a module, models, like this is a model, so you have here from this, you have the same. This is not. What is this? Oh, this is a different one. What the heck? I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. So we have the same items. Does it make sense? Because otherwise, if you run, for example, let's change this to. It will probably mess up my entire code.
Yeah, I was just thinking that we can use our template to build on top of it. Otherwise, we're wasting the code.
Yeah. So look. If I just change one thing here, it will go crazy because it will not find. It will not find the. Let me see where it is because I have so many things open. What is this thing? Oh, here it is. You see? And I just changed one little letter in the code because in the back end the name is like this menu, but in the front end we're trying to use menu with a capital, and it will not work. This is why I was trying to make sure that I put this there so people understand the importance of getting all the he came back, getting all the names correct, spelling everything, uh, making sure that going through the code and finding the entities and figuring out the names of it. Database has to be also similar. Let's see, because otherwise it's a mess.
Okay.
So let's see, menu. You see, this is
My only
different.
comment,
This is
my
different.
only
Uh-huh.
my only comment on the front end,
Mhm.
uh, we should. I know it's not finished, but it would be a shame if we just threw it away. I know it's just an example to show how the backend connects, but in terms of the function, in terms of what you've actually coded, there's a lot of good stuff there that we could use.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was thinking we could probably just use that as a template to build on top of, rather than starting from scratch again.
Right. Like the footer can be used, can be reused. This nav bar the navigation bar can be reused. The carousel can be reused. Uh, where did it go? I have so many. Freaking. Let me see.
I mean, we can take that. We can take that as the front end. We can just take that because a lot of the stuff is already programmed in.
Yeah.
There's just some small little things that need to be changed.
So let's see if I find this. So for example, this carousel can be reused, definitely. We just have to change the number of items and then the size of them. If you, I mean, if, let me just move this. Like I have 3 here, right? And then I have these 2 arrows on each side. But if I was to change it, let's see, and let's see from 3 to 5. 5 to 9, 9 to, I don't know, 13, I think. See, it will, the arrows are hidden now. You see? So that's why, I mean, it can be used, and look, this went crazy. So yeah, we can definitely reuse stuff, but it has to be obviously adapted to whatever code or whatever design we're looking to get. And it won't be difficult to get it.
Can we put on the Git pages for this for this repository? I think people have told me that this is already on Git, but it would be nice if there was a Git pages so we can just see that.
To get on the Git, on the side of Git pages, it's gonna be, I don't know, I won't be able to host the backend. Like this part of the code, I won't be able to get it in. Oh, again, this stupid thing. I'm gonna close this actually, so I'm not confused. So where is the other one? I have so many pages open. Oh, I lost it. Oh, this one. So if I won't be able to host this on Git pages because it's backend and they only host static in a way. I mean, you can use everything in one file, but I'll try, but I don't think it's possible because they don't have database. Um,
Oh, I mean just for the front end, just so that we can see the design.
right. So the front end, again, if let me see. So if you come here, right, you will have to clone the entire project. You clone this, and then you run the project, the front end. You open with VS Code, which is this is the part of the front end, and you run it, and it will, like, if I turn off. Let me close this because I have so many. So let's see. I'm gonna turn this off, and if I refresh, you won't be able to see what's in the backend, right? Like if I come to search for stakes, there's nothing here because the backend is not turned on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why I put both, because I think it's important to understand how it runs. But you can always run only the, close this. You can always run only the front and forget about the backend. Yeah. But you will only get partial because the database is not be cannot be found. Yeah. So, but this is I fixed I fixed the folders because I made a mess the other day, but it should be good. I have a few other things that I fix, and I'll push it to GitHub, and people can start using this. Yeah, and it's not difficult to run this. It's very simple. Yeah. It says that we have 50. Let's see if it cuts us off, and um, see if the little glitch is fixed from them or not. Um, what else I was going to say? So yeah, I mean, the you can use the code And where is the GitHub? Where is this? I have so many things open. I can't believe this. Oh, here it is. So if you go to GitHub and you download everything, you can, I mean, you don't have to clone it. You can just, you know, get the zip. Doesn't make a difference. I think it's easier if you clone it, because if I push any changes, then later you can just go and say git pull and everything is updated. And if I fix anything, it will also be updated. But you can come here and you can get all the folders from the source, and you can see what each one does. Like this is we'll have one of these for the restaurant. We'll have one of these for the users, maybe more for the users. Like we have one of these for the tables, you know, for the reservation. Every single one that gets an entity. Let me see this. So for the restaurant, let me make it bigger. So every single one of these for the restaurant will get one of those models in the front end, or it's also an entity, just naming conventions. So yeah, for that. Any questions?
I'm just thinking of what's left to do for people who are into CSS and people who are, I'm just thinking about the whole team, that there'll be some tasks that we need to give to people to just develop the website. I can't quite see what we need, what tasks need to be done.
I would honestly recommend, like this is he did a very good flow on this. Like if you go to book table, it takes you to another page, and then you will be able to select the date, go to the next table, select the seat, confirm seats, guest reservation, or you know, and confirm details, and you know, proceed to confirm. This is actually a very good flow. So each of these will be a component for the front end. Like the navbar will be a component. This will be a component. I call it hero because it's the main picture. This can be the carousel. This can be hero, double hero or something. I don't know, however the component is will be called. And this will be another component, and then this will be another component. But for each click, like this will be another component, right? And each of these will be its own component. And then when you click, it will take you to a different component. So all these things, it's a lot to actually do. If you think only to get this skeleton or framing or done, that would be a really good start. If you can get this navbar done, I mean, even if you put any fake picture here, you put the name and then you get all this here, that's already a win, you know, because it takes a lot. It takes some time to get these things, um, especially because of the like I have the navbar here. I use bootstraps, you know, and you kind of have to go back and forth and understand what all these things do, what they mean, and it takes a little bit of time, but then you kind of start understanding, and then trial and error, you can get the navbar done, and the footer, it's also, you know, same. So yeah, but it takes a little bit for sure. Any other concerns or questions? Let's see what it says here. See, this comes from Bootstrap. This tells you where. And the way to put the bootstraps here, it's actually not that complicated. Where is public? Everything is here. This is the two links that it's used for bootstraps. Everything is given by the React app. Yeah, this is for the CSS and this is for the JS responsive. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I just want to see if this timer is actually gonna kick us out of the meeting. So we can just wait a few more minutes. Hello, Juan. Juan just arrived. So Juan also did the restaurant entity already. I just haven't had time to put it in the repository, but I will. Yeah, he gave me the permission to put it on GitHub, so I just have to make some changes, and yeah, there'll be something there. And I think what Sapphire is saying is actually a very good point. Why go and try to code everything again when it's already something coded? I think it's a great idea just to reuse the code um, and get things done that way. I actually think it's really a good point there. And where did it go?
Yeah, because I mean, you say it's a template, but when I look at it, it looks pretty much done when I look at it. But I mean, of course, there's some things to change. So we're using Bootstrap. Are we using Bootstrap 5 for? Is that Bootstrap 5 CSS?
Yes, it
Okay.
oh,
So that's what I need to tell the team, that this web project has been done using Bootstrap 5. So anyone who is interested in doing any of the CSS design would need to update themselves on Bootstrap 5 and get familiar with whatever you've coded. I'm just thinking about instructions to give to the front end. They all need to have a look at the code that you've written and try and understand it. I think probably what's important for a team is to label and just to go through the code. I'm not sure how clear it is at the moment, but if we want to get this done as quickly as possible, we just need just a clarification that this is the main framework that we're going to be using, and we're building on top of this, and this is already the developed design in place. So the design is pretty much done. It's just a matter of developing it on. So now we just need everyone from the development section to come in and have a read of all the code that you've written, and to clarify and develop on top of it. And I think that would be the next step for the whole team. I'm just thinking there are some people who are not familiar with TypeScript. There are some people who are familiar with React, but not TypeScript. Some people are familiar with just CSS. I'm just thinking of what would be left for these people that we can give them some sort of task to do rather than rushing ahead, I think.
So
just to make sure that everyone gets a shot at this.
right, so this is actually very good because as you know, or as many people know, React uses pretty much HTML and CSS inside the return, right? So it can be developed. This can be actually all these divs and everything can be done and put it inside the application once it's ready. If they want to use bootstraps, like these things, um, you know, it's a way to declare CSS inline in React. This has nothing to do with TypeScript, but this can be obviously if they are just doing HTML and CSS, it can be done in HTML and CSS. Later can be adapted to work with uh, React and TypeScript. Like this is TypeScript. Some of these things, like this, this comes from coming from the model. But I mean, it can be developed in HTML and CSS, then can be put inside a React, and then it can be added the TypeScript to it, so it can interact with the front end. So if someone can give it a shot to just build this in pure HTML and CSS, I mean, that would be great, because then it can be broken in pieces, in components. I don't know if that's your question, if that was.
Okay, what I'm going to do is
What, right?
what I'm going to do is I'm going to just send a few messages to the team just to let people know what the current status is. That the design is pretty much finished, and it's just a matter of it's now we're in the coding and development phase.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what this. Just
So
read something.
as Hyper continues developing, like everything, for example, let me see this. I hate this thing because you can only share one screen at a time. So
Actually, share whole display.
um, let me see if anything changed because mine doesn't let me. Yeah, let me see.
My only my only concern is that we are not leaving out people who are really excited to code and then they realize there's nothing left for them. So I'm thinking there are a few people here in the front end that I don't think have had a good shot at this yet. So I don't know if Danny has had a look at the code.
I
We have. Oh, sorry.
I banned Danny because he was spamming the channel. I guess he clicked somewhere or scanned some barcode or something that it started, spamming. So I banned him from. I mean, if you can talk to him, I messaged him. He changed his name to Trust, but I haven't. He hasn't replied, so I don't know if he's gonna be back or he's got a new account or whatever. I have no idea. But yeah, so he's banned from the channel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Uh, just to make sure that anyone who wants to code the React and TypeScript is informed about that and they know where to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just clarify the steps for all the developers to go onto your platform, the project repository, to pull that GitHub repository. And would you say, well, I mean, it depends. Do you want them to fork the repository and add changes on top of it, or do you want to create branches off of the repository and get people to submit their own branches to the repository?
I think branches is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'll just let people know that if they want to add something, I'll just first tell them that the people who want to do development to go onto the project repository, pull the GitHub stuff, and just have a read of what you've written. because it's quite complicated. There's quite a lot of stuff there. So just have a read of it. And if they can put in a comment to just explain what these functions do.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very, very great for everybody else who isn't so into this, and to try and put a bridge for them so that they can understand the code. And then that we also need to figure out where the gaps are in this project. So what are the stuff that needs to be filled in? And just a very quick list of the stuff that is not yet completed, so that we can let people know who want to do development on top of this website what they can work on. And that's what I'm going to do. Just it's just a clarification on the current status and the gaps that just need to be filled in on the development side.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I think um, we'll figure it out. I think it's time for people to start coding as opposed to just waiting for instructions. As I was saying earlier, this is kind of a self-guided effort, and I'm not giving tasks like saying you do this, you do that, but I hope that everyone picks something that they like. Nithya, it's already she has said that she wants to do the customer entity, and she's gonna develop that part of the backend, and that's great. And however she does it, we'll find a way to put it later inside everything. As I said, Juan already did the restaurant entity, so I just have to find a way to put it inside, and that's a lot to think about um, in terms of how everything is gonna uh, feel on the front end. Like when they do search for location, I know there is no location here, but there is events as something. So all these things will have to somehow be integrated, and um, but that's part of the front end, like what um, they will be capable to do on this integration.
Yeah, yeah. I also agree that we shouldn't be delegating tasks. It's also just a matter of trying to pinpoint what's missing on the website in terms of code, because I'm assuming there would be a lot of code on the back end that needs to sync with the front end and hasn't been completely done yet. So there's probably some area there that just people need to be aware of, so that they can jump in if they want to. Um,
Like again, this is something that someone can pick and do, like get the flow of reserving the table, right? Like all this, like getting all these things here, like the calendar, the time, you know.
okay.
And once those things are done, I think the backend can figure it out. And I think this is gonna be changed. Instead of, as I tell Hyder, instead of picking a seat, pick a table instead. Because if there's two people, then a table for two. If there's three people, a table for four. You know, so it can be picked a table instead as opposed to picking seats. Yeah, and but yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot to get involved in, and I think people should
Mhm.
pick tasks based on this for the front end at least. I think they have a lot to think about. Yeah,
Okay.
because
Well, I mean, it all looks really good. Um, I mean, this happened really quickly. Yeah, but it looks great. I think it looks great.
it's in that sense, I knew I was gonna get busy at work. So what I tried to do is just to get uh, as much code as I could. So I worked through the weekend, and I did it like in 8 hours, I think, and it was intense because I had to go back and be looking at what container does and what data and data transfer and all these things for Bootstrap. Because I think Material UI might be an option to use as a library, but that's the front end. I'm not gonna. I recommend React and TypeScript, and whatever library for the CSS, I think can be decided by the front end. But other than that, it takes a little bit of time for you know. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll also link the Figma prototype as well, just to clarify so everyone's on the same page here. The prototype's done, so that's great. I mean, we've already put the color in as well, so it's more than just a wireframe. And there's just some things that need to be slotted in. I don't think we have a logo yet, right?
I don't think we do. Again, as Heather was saying, they removed the option of um, sharing for developers.
And we've got the menu, right? The menu's done.
Not yet. We can do more with the menu. You see, now it's grayed out, so there's stinkers.
Do you have a copy of the menu on what we currently have at the moment? I'm just a bit outdated on that.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just this is the menu. I went to what's it called?
Oh my gosh.
ChatGPT
Okay,
and
that's a
ask.
lot of stuff. Oh, right. Okay, this is all AI generated. Okay.
updated some
It would be
things on the
great
site.
if that list can somehow be copied over so we can see what's on the menu. If it's not finished yet, just so that anyone can have a look at it and
So
add
this is
whatever
what I'll do.
else.
I need someone to please tell me if they can open this. I'm gonna put it in a.
It's in project data. Is it project DSA?
Okay, so this is the code for the database. Someone can open it, please, and run it
Yeah, I don't actually have access to that.
in Workbench.
Oh no, I do have access to that. Oh.
Yeah, it's MySQL. You can run it in something like this.
You mean the Metabase link? Oh.
So let me move this up there. So if you download this, it will give you a file, and then once you get the file, you can just come in to here, and then you can just do.
I don't really know how to run this.
Yeah, I think.
I can try that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you can, then all the tables are there, and that's the menu. Just the menus there. Everything else is empty because I didn't work on anything else. Oh, I'm lying. Restaurants is also there because Juan did this. Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that one.
And instead of table, I put sitting because I was having conflict with order and table because those are reserved words for MySQL, and it was not happy, so I changed it to sitting and orders. Yeah, that's the only change that it was done in the database. Yeah. So yeah, it's I think we had a good meeting today, and a lot what were discussed, and as you can see, things are getting already on the coding side. I think it's exciting. So it's just a matter of uh, being proactive and just picking tasks on your own. So that would be great. Anything else for today? What is this? Oh. And I think it would be good if we can get something like this from, especially for the front end, not for us. But I was talking to
Oh, you want
Hyper
icons?
to Hyper the other day about this because this is useful for development.
Oh, you want a design overview?
What the heck is where did it go?
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, something like this, like what kind of fonts, the sizes, icons, you know, active,
Yeah.
not active. Yeah, I think this would be really helpful.
I think we need to fix on some library or something like CSS, which style are we using for these coding.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, this is mostly CSS and HTML. So, yeah, style. So if we stick on one thing, we can like we copy and add to the link. That's what it is.
mm,
I don't know if Sapphire to do what part of CSS is taking. I don't know.
yeah, but I don't think it matters much as like what I think this is like to be able to. Let me see if I can open this component. I don't think I can. Do I need a frame? Let's see.
Hola, disculpa,
Ajá.
¿me, me compartes la información que mostraste, porfa? Se me hace muy interesante, no la había visto, no
¿Cuál?
la encontré. Toda
¿Cuál?
la del diseño.
Oh, sí, sí,
la-
está aquí. Si miras, si vienes aquí al canal, está en. Te voy a enseñar. Dame. Si vienes al canal, está en frontend. Aquí está, wireframe. Y ahí lo buscas. Es el primer mensaje que está. Viene a Figma y aquí está. Es este que dices, ¿verdad? Juan? Sorry, guys. He has a little.
Sí,
Yeah, okay.
disculpa, sí, es.
Está bien, pues
Ya veo,
aquí está en.
gracias.
Ya, no hay nada. He's my friend from Mexico. He's actually been working a lot, so doing a lot of things here. Where was I? Oh, I was saying if something like this can be shared, would be nice. Let me see if I can copy this. Let me make it bigger. Paste. I don't know. They changed so much this thing. So look.
Yeah, you can edit that amount.
So like here, I don't know if they move. I think they remove everything, like for the developers, because I can see the distances or anything.
Yeah, that will be that was in development like 2 days ago. Now the development is only for core users. Don't have that. Uh,
Yeah, because
so
before you used to
there
be
is
able to
other
see like the distance between these two, like the center, like.
go to that. Yeah, you can see that in design. You are in prototype mode actually.
Oh, sticker.
Yeah, product go to design
Oh
and
yeah.
click on that. Yeah, you need to move. So yeah, that is the x-axis and y. If you click on object, it will show the position and your
Okay, so
yeah, that itself is
I haven't done this in a long time, so I have no idea where I am. Headers, clip. Anyways, and this is useful because if you're designing something, actually the front end can come and see the distances and the sizes of everything. Like this is for this size. I think it's good. Yeah, I haven't used Figma in a while, so I'm I'm outdated on this thing.
actually there is some way to copy the code, like posting it in Chrome and all that. I am trying to figure it out if we can get the code somehow to be faster for the develop.
Yeah, they removed that option.
Yeah, yeah. If we did
Export.
something like Two months ago, we had.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, PDF. Let's see PDF what it does.
no, PDF only it is that style.
Oh, it will only give me that. Yeah.
Only I think SVG. I think it is like vector. So,
It's still the same. This is what I'll say in SVG. It's just I guess with a different format, but it's still the same. Only the you will not get any code. I knew they were going to start selling things once they were sold to Acrobat, Adobe, whatever. Anyways, okay, guys. For me, it's all for the day. I have to run. I have a few things to do. But if you have any questions, I'm around all the time. So uh, just let me know. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you.
Bye.
I'll see everyone later.
Hasta luego.
Thank you.